Hello and welcome back. This is part 2 of scattering points by painting on a surface. We have already seen another method to do this in the previous part. So that is slightly older method, and now we have more new nodes in Houdini that can help you scatter points even better than the previous method. First, let's see what is the previous method and what is the problem with that, and then we'll see how to use the new nodes to solve that problem, and how we can like improve the workflow. Okay, let's get started. We have a grid here. So in our previous method, what we did is we used the attribute paint to paint a mask or some attribute on the surface like that, and then we used the scatter sop to scatter points, and then we used this attribute as a density attribute by selecting the mask option. So essentially we have scattered points wherever we have painted. So this is the previous method and this is working fine, but there is a small catch on this. That is, like, the scattering or the attribute painting is resolution dependent. That means if the grid doesn't have these many divisions, we won't be able to paint the attribute. You can already see this is pretty coarse, so if you increase, so it changes and we can reset that. So now if after increasing the subdivisions, you can see the mask is more smoother. But if you want really smooth mask, it's very hard. You need to go really high. And this is just a simple grid. Imagine if you have a heavy model, heavy asset that you want to do this, you need to subdivide the asset, and that's going to be hard and heavy to handle. So that's the problem. So this method needs more divisions, or like it is dependent on the resolution of the mesh. So we have a newer method now, and let's see how that works. Let's copy this grid. Now I'm going to put divisions to 2. So now there is absolutely 0 subdivisions in between. So basically this is like we are going to scatter points based on a texture map or something like that. It's a pretty similar approach. So we have a node called texture paint. So you can use this node here, but this node requires UV to be present in this mesh. So we don't have UVs. Let's create a UV project. To quickly create UV for a simple grid, we can use a UV project node, and we can initialize the UV by hitting this initialize button. This will put the values in here, and that will create a proper UV for a grid. So if you don't see the UV map, you can enable this button to see the UV map, the preview of the UV map. And now we have the UVs. Now we can start painting a texture mask in this. So just select this node and you can start painting on it. So you can see it's not resolution dependent anymore. You can paint on the mesh. The mesh is literally just a few points, like 1, 2, and 3, 4 points, and just a single polygon. So this doesn't need any resolution because it's just a texture. So we have now painted some texture map using this node, but how to scatter on this texture map? So that's where there is a new node called scatter in texture mask. So you take that and connect these two inputs like this. And if you visualize this, currently it's erroring because it says it's using the mask from the texture path. So we don't want that. we just want to change this to texture primitive. So what this does is it takes the texture from the previous node that we have connected. So this has two outputs. One is the geometry, which is the input geometry, and there is another output that is actually outputting the texture mask. So this is exported as a 2D volume. So you can consider that as an image. For like basic understanding, you can imagine that this is just an image that is just connected to this. So we have the geometry and we have the image, and that image is used as a mask. The good thing about this is you can connect more texture paint masks like this. I'll just add one more, and you can name it like mask 2 or something. Let's reset all changes. Now we can paint a different mask here, and then what we can do is we can copy this again, and here we can choose mask 2. Now this is using the other mask. So we can add as many texture mask paints, and we can get like different scatterings, and this is like more detailed like in the previous method. This one doesn't have, like, this one is resolution dependent, so we don't have that much of detail. You can even paint very small details. For example, I can like reduce the scale like this, and I can paint like this, and it still scatters on that area. So it's very if like very effective, and you can scatter points without having a very high res mesh. So the only thing is you need to have UV on your mesh. So for example, if I take a pig head, so it has UVs, and if you want to scatter only around this area, you can just use this texture mask. You can reset this, and you can just paint wherever you want, and you connect this, and yeah, here it works. And that's how you scatter points based on painting on a mesh. So I hope that is useful. And I took so long to update this series. Like, this node was released around like 2 versions back, like around Houdini 8, like 19.5 or 20, something like that. But I have took so much time to update this. I couldn't find any time, like, due to my schedule. But I hope I'll be continuing to post more videos on this series. Yeah, I hope that is useful. If you find it useful, just hit the like button, and I'll see you around in the next video.